This is the perfect summer sandwich. Melt in your mouth pulled pork that is just bursting with flavor. It's so easy to make. Hey everyone, I'm Flo, a home cook bringing you simply delicious food ideas. We are making a pulled pork today, and it is such an easy recipe. It's kind of a throw everything into a pot and you set it and forget it. When I go to the butcher, I often will ask for a pork shoulder roast, about 4 to 5 pounds, and then I'll cut it up myself at home. Half of it I will cut into chunks that I can make pulled pork, and the other half I usually cut it into steaks so that I can cook it in a different way. But today I just have the steaks remaining. I'm going to cut them up into smaller cubes, and I'm just going to turn that into pulled pork. So I have about 2 to 3 pounds here. I think it's about 2.5 pounds. I'm just going to cut them into about 1.5 to 2 inch chunks. I'm going to put them directly into my electric pressure cooker. Next, we're adding the aromatics. So I have onion, ginger, and garlic. I'm gonna just cut up the onion. Doesn't matter what kind of onion you're using. And people don't like it when I waste all this, so might as well just chop it up, throw it in the pot as well. I'm just going to grate this piece of ginger. It gives me about 2 tablespoons worth right into the pot. If you don't like ginger, you can omit it altogether. And if you love ginger, you can even add more if you want. Have about 6 cloves of garlic. Again, you can use as little or as much as you like. I just find using this is easier to get the skins off, but also my hand is not cooperating these days. I'm getting older, I don't know what, but smashing it with my hands is no longer an option because it just hurts. We're just going to chop it up. You could use the grater as well. With this amount of garlic, I just find it's easier to just chop it up. Okay, this is going in. Moving on to the sauce, using a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, just regular soy sauce or light soy sauce. 2 tablespoons of rice wine. This is just a cooking wine. Oh, I'm almost done with this bottle. Might as well just dump the rest in. 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. And because I'm cheating today and not doing it according to my regular recipe, I'm using a teaspoon of liquid smoke. That will just add the extra flavor that I would have gotten if I had seared all the meat first. And you can find that recipe in my cookbook, Daily Special. But this one, again, I'm just simplifying everything and throwing everything in the pot. I'm gonna pour this into the pot. And 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I'm gonna give this a quick stir. You don't need to if you don't want to, but this just makes sure all the flavors are going where it needs to go. Okay, putting the lid on, making sure the sealing knob is on sealing. And we also have to make sure that it's plugged in. I'm gonna cook it for 45 minutes on high pressure. And if you don't have a pressure cooker, you can do this in a slow cooker, and I'll have those instructions in the recipe that you can find on my website. Right, while the pork is cooking, and when there's about 10 minutes left, we're gonna make our coleslaw. that's going to go on the sandwiches. So I'm starting with a 1/4 cup of Japanese mayo. And Japanese mayo is a little bit eggier and richer than regular mayo, but if you don't have Japanese mayo, you can just use regular mayo. 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. About 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. And 2 teaspoons of brown sugar. I'm just going to mix that up. Now the sugar will balance out the vinegar and the soy sauce. So you really do need to add a little bit of sweetener in there. If you don't want to use 2 teaspoons of sugar, you can reduce the amount as well. I'm using about half of a red cabbage, just a small one. I'm going to remove this core. And then we're going to shred the cabbage. And that just means slice it very thin. That's it. That's as far as I can go. Okay, that's going straight into the dressing. You can eat this as a salad on the side as well, but we're going to put it into our sandwiches. And you don't have to use red cabbage. You can use regular cabbage. I just bought whatever was cheapest. I just have a small bunch of cilantro. I love cilantro. If you guys don't like it, you can omit it altogether. Don't put food in to your recipes that you don't like. Some people actually don't have the gene or whatever to enjoy the flavor of cilantro, because to them apparently it tastes like soap. So about 2 tablespoons worth of cilantro that's going in. And we're adding 1 green onion. I am going to be planting these again this summer, and they grow right back. So I'll have an endless supply of green onions this summer. Just finely chop your green onions. Also going into the bowl. Also adding about a tablespoon of roasted sesame seeds. And we're just going to stir this up. Just make sure that the cabbage is all separated. Oh, it smells so yummy. That sesame oil and the roasted sesame seeds really make this super fragrant. Okay, we're gonna go get our pork and shred it up. All right, so I've taken the pork out and we're just gonna shred it with a fork, and look at how soft it is. Easy to come apart. If you want to reduce the liquid and use it to moisten your meat, you can totally do that. I removed the fat, like skim the fat off the sauce first, and then you can just reduce it for like maybe 5-10 minutes until it's about half. And then you got this really rich sauce to go with your sandwiches. But you also don't want it to be soggy. So this meat is already super flavorful. You don't really need it. Totally up to you, depending on how much time you have and whether or not you think it's necessary. This is why I love the pressure cooker, because it really does soften the meat in such a short period of time. Took me 45 minutes of cook time. And if you were to do this in a slow cooker, it would take 7 to 9 hours. Of course, you can just get it set up in the morning, and then dinner will be ready when you get home. Or you can do this on the stovetop. But on the stovetop, you kind of have to watch it, let it slow cook for about 2 to 3 hours. All right, now it's all gonna go on a soft brioche bun. All right, we're gonna assemble one for Dude to do the taste. And you know, when you make it at home, you can pile on the meat as high as you like.
That's pretty high.
Is that enough?
Yeah, I believe so.
And we're gonna put some coleslaw on there. And I also made some pickled cucumber, and the recipe can be found on my website. But you can always use sweet, what are they called? Those sweet pickles? That would be really yummy. All right. Are you all ready for the taste?
Oh, guys. That looks amazing. Oh, right. Dude, this is the taste. This looks like one heck of a sandwich. Woo! Here goes nothing. Oh boy. Here goes nothing. It's really good. Amazing flavor. And the pork is cooked perfectly. Just melt in your mouth with that cut of pork. The mouthfeel with the slaw, awesome contrast. And if you want to add some heat, you can always add your favorite chili sauce to give it some extra heat as much as you want to rock it. But in terms of the simplicity of getting that meal together and watching your family just wolf through these sandwiches with your favorite sides, it's gonna be pretty amazing.
Awesome, thanks, dude. Super simple to make, guys. I can't wait to dig in for the full recipe. Check it out on my website, FLO'S.com.